a tree.
Okay, I got it. I got a little amber going on there.
Here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Hey guys, so we're like really remote in like Crown Land, and we're gonna do a solo overnight here. This is a pretty cool spot. I really like this spot. This little trail, if you can see down here, if you go like a couple kilometers back in there, there's a whole pack of timber wolves. They live back in there and they stay there. Like, they have a very like big area, but every couple weeks you'll see signs of them back in there, like their prints and their poop and stuff. And sometimes they kill something back in there and then you can find the carcass and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But we're gonna go camping back in here. It's a bit of a mission, I'm not gonna lie. There's like, the snow is like up to my waist in a lot of places, and like it's gonna be a mission to get back there. It's like a half-hour walk in the summer. It's a super steep hill, but there's so much snow it almost kind of stops you from falling down too much. The problem is, it's not just there's a lot of snow, there's blown over trees and stuff too, so. Oh yeah, now I'm up to my waist. Father. Now I've got to climb up this thing. I made it up the cliff. This is it. I'm only allowed to keep this up for so long, so I'm done camping here. I have to tear it all down. I wanted to do a flint and steel fire today, but because I haven't done one in a little bit, and that's kind of like my favorite way to make a fire. But I don't really have anything for like a bird's nest, and I have punk wood in a tin, but it's been like months since I charred it and I've used it for anything, and I think it's retained some moisture now, and I won't be able to get it with with a spark from a flint and steel. Like, that's one thing about punk wood, is you kind of, once you char it, you only have so long before it starts absorbing moisture again, and then you gotta like throw it in the fire again to dry it out again. So like rechar it basically. So that's the thing, but I think I have an idea of how I can do a flint steel fire without anything to make a bird's nest with what I have. And we'll see if it works, but I'm not sure. If not, I have the ferro rod, but I like using the ferro rod's awesome. I love it. Nothing really beats ferro rod, but I don't when I'm like camping for leisure, I think it's a good idea to be practicing your bow drills and other stuff, just so, like, you know what I mean. Somewhere in here I may have a tiny piece of charred twine left over. I think I do somewhere. Oh boy. I have a couple pieces of flint that I don't want to lose. Oh, you know what, Matt? I don't. Oh yes, I do. I have a tiny little piece. So it would just run out. I wouldn't be able to get a fire going with this because it would just run out. But if I get it and then I put it in here, I think that, like, that'll be this wouldn't take a spark from flint and steel, but it would take an amber. It's still, it's still charred, right? So it would take an amber. So I'm gonna try and do this. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this going with maybe a piece of flint here, and then maybe this piece of flint here, and then transfer it to that, blow that into a flame, and then use that flame to catch some birch bark or those feather sticks, and then try and go from there. Just like I said, I'm probably going to be warm enough with my sleeping bag and the insulation in the shelter tonight to not really need the fire, right? Like, I try and aim for that because it's hard to keep a fire going all night without a stove. But even with the stove, it's hard. But I need to cook food, right? And it'd be nice to dry all my clothes and everything off first. So we're going to try and get a shot. This is a brand new striker I got here. It tends to want to throw sparks down. So it's really good for, like, if I was trying to get the punkwood in here. Like, normally you'd have to hold your striker and then use the stone. But you can do that with this too. But this one you can also, like, go like that and make sparks. But it's when you're trying to do something on top like this, sometimes it's a little difficult. So we're gonna give this a shot here and see how this goes. See, I got a spark. I wonder if I flip it over. Oh no, my breath looks like smoke, so it's hard to tell what's going on here. Okay, I got it. I got a little amber going on there. And I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to try and blow this, transfer the coal to the amber. To the punkwood here. Okay, we're just about there. Got a feather stick here. But So I have a mango. I'm gonna eat that as an appetizer. Normally I have a smaller knife for this sort of stuff, like eating, but I didn't bring it. Oh wow, that's really good. It's a beautiful night out. Beautiful. You know what? It's like -20, and with the wind chill, it's -30. I don't know if the camera's really doing this justice, but look how deep the snow trench is for me walking here. Like that's like 2.5, 3 feet of snow, and it's not all packed down to the ground yet. Yeah, no, -21, and a -30 wind chill. It's pretty cold, but if you're dressed right for it, it's actually a really nice cold because it's dry and it's not very humid, and the air is really like fresh and clean. Like I don't know, it is kind of nice, but yeah, like it is cold, right? And then when you start getting colder, -30, like you end up like -40, you know, -45, and that's pretty cold. Like you start having problems then. So I've got some, oh, the smoke's hard to see. I've got bacons going there, and I've got some toast going on here. No eggs, but that's all right. Like I said, I packed pretty light. Well, kind of light. But yeah, I got that going on there, and I got a mango to go with it. It's been a little bit of a struggle to keep this fire kind of the temperature, like to regulate it, what I like for cooking with this thing. Because it's like that wet frozen softwood, right? So like you can't, like with hardwood you just kind of get a bed of coals and then you're good, right? But softwood's all I had in the area, and for deadwood, and that's just what I have to work with. And it's not like, you know, it's a little bit punky, some of it, and it's kind of like frozen and wet and stuff, so little sleeping setup here. I don't have a blow up ground mat. I just have the little foam one, and then the little bit of spruce boughs underneath. So that's probably not quite what I should be having, but I think it'll be all right. And then I've got this set up here. This is a Canadian military sleeping bag. I mentioned this before in my previous videos. This was my grandfather's, who was a chief warrant officer in the Canadian Air Force, and he passed it on to me when he passed away, and I miss him. But yeah, this is an amazing sleeping bag. It comes with two. They're basically the same size, and one's an inner and one's an outer. I just brought the one, the original one. It comes with two of these, the inner, the outer, and then a cotton liner and a headpiece that I have here. And what I did is I got a cheap, it's good till about 10 plus 10 Celsius synthetic sleeping bag from Walmart, and I used that as the liner with just one of these, and I'm gonna try it and see if it's okay with that and the wool blanket. If not, I might need the second one, but like I said, I was just trying to pack light, and I think this will be all right. I might just have to keep some of my wool clothes on and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. That should be good. And then I've got my bacon going here. Hey, so I've got, I had rain pants on, and I put them on over to keep my pants dry and stuff. And then I just took them off, and I've got wool pants underneath. And I'm gonna go to bed with them, but somehow they still got snow and ice underneath through the rain pants somehow. I don't know how that happened. It's like Houdini stuff. But yeah, that's that. And then my pants are long, and I had them rolled up. When I go to bed, I unroll them, and then it like kind of covers my feet a little bit too, and it's a little bit warmer. So it's my little meal here. There's my little meal. I'm set up here pretty good. I got bacon, onions, toast, and a mango. No eggs, which I know is like
sacrilege probably to some of you guys. I might have dropped the ball on that, but like I said, I was trying to go really light and all that, and and eggs I usually like for backpacking. I probably would have had to like break them up and then put like the yolks and the whites, like scramble in a container, and then I'd make scrambled eggs here. And I don't know. I'm fine with this. I like it. I'm not going to bed hungry, so that's pretty good. That's one thing about camping like this. Like I've really noticed over like from doing this stuff is I think I probably kind of get into like a you get it, how would you word that? Like you get into almost like a false, like not sense of security, but like you kind of come out and you build these like little shelters and things, and you get like that thing like, oh yeah, I could totally like live the winter in this thing, right? And then you start doing it, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Maybe not. Like you start think like it's really nice for like what we're doing tonight, like just going out to have a camp out, but you start realizing that living out in this, like just living in this is a lot of work, right? Like having the firewood, trudging through the snow to get firewood, all that, like having to procure food and all that in these conditions. It would be a lot of work, right? Like you'd almost, like even like a hot tent would be so much better with a floor, right? Like where the whole floor, and you can kind of like kick the snow off you, and then you come in and there's no snow anywhere. You can let all your stuff really dry out and like, all that, right? Like that's like a luxury when you start camping like this. So it really makes you, so I find it really makes me appreciate like life, right? Like your normal life. Like you're thinking, oh, like maybe you always want like that bigger house or whatever, and then you start doing this and you think, oh, like I like going cozy up in my little place and my little home and all that, right? Like it doesn't sound so bad. So that's what I'm finding. Like I find like I come out here and like, yeah, you in your home you'd be like, why don't I have eggs with this? But out here, like, oh, look, this is like an amazing meal, right? That's what I'm finding. So it's like almost, it's like 4:30 in the morning, maybe 4:40, and it's pretty cold out there, man. It's -30 with the wind chill and all that, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad in here. The only thing is, I probably should have brought the full sleep system, like both parts of the sleeping bag. It wasn't warm, like it wasn't like cold, like it wasn't freezing, but I was never like really warm. I was always having to move around to keep like my body heat going and stuff. So that was probably a mistake. Now I know for next time, right? I just thought it was one less thing to pack, but I wasn't really sure. It basically worked out kind of almost like I thought it would. Like I wasn't really sure if it was gonna be warm enough, but I figured it would be warm enough that I wasn't gonna like freeze, and that's basically what happened. So I've got the fire going, and I've got some wood chopped up, so I can lay here and just kind of feed the fire for like a couple hours, or like a little bit, like an hour or so, while the sun's coming up, and keep that fire going.